Hi everybody, this is John back with another model final reveal video. This one was a kit that I put into my models to avoid like the plague. I think it was the second video in that series, and this is the Silver Corn 1/103rd scale Grumman F14A F14A Tomcat. Now, I did this kit up in a pretty radical colour scheme. It's not a colour scheme used by the US Navy on operational service, but it was a colour scheme that was experimented with by the US Navy in the early 1990s. And it was an experimentation. I'll just show you the underside, because the underside is quite nice on this kit. The underside is a slightly lighter grey, and the top coat was actually a dark sea grey. And they experimented with this particular camo pattern in the adversary training aircraft based at Nellis Air Force Base. And they also evaluated the aircraft at Oceana, and they did do a few deck landings with this aircraft and evaluated it using US naval radar systems to see if the aircraft was actually easier to locate or harder to locate. And they found that the camo pattern was actually no different whatsoever, but it did offer an amount of camouflage when viewed from above from other aircraft. So for the low altitude attack role, which the Tomcat was never really that suited for, these colours would have been quite good for, say, some of the strike aircraft and strike packages, but it was never adopted for the FA-18. They instead utilised a much more lighter overall green wrap camouflage pattern. Grey wrap camouflage pattern. But I think it made the Tomcat look a little bit more sinister. Now, I did remember saying in the inbox review on this kit that I felt that the parts and the actual finished product that you'd have got with this model, if you'd have built it out of the box, I think would have been, well, let's just say it would have been not very good. So I decided that because there were no undercarriage wheel wells on this particular kit, I decided that the holes that were provided in the wing glove sections for the undercarriage were best filled in, taken out and filled in, and have the aircraft flying on its stand. And I think it doesn't look too bad. And I think as a desktop item, I don't think the kit's that bad. The jet nozzles, the jet nozzles could have been better, but they're not terrible. The cockpit canopy could have been better, but if I can bring this closer to the camera so you can see, it's not terrible. There's no pilots in there, unfortunately, but it's not a terrible render of an F-14. You know, it does look like an F-14, and I do remember saying that if you took into account the image that you get on the box top on this kit, it looks terrible, but the actual model itself isn't as bad. The wings do swing. That's fully forward, and obviously they swing fully back as well. If I can get that to work, there we go. And they go into a fully swept position there as well, like that. There we go. So that's the 1/103rd scale. These kits are often called lifelike hobby kits, but they're actually made by a company called Silver Corn. I think they're Chinese. They're very cheap to buy. They're very easy, they're snap fit kits really, but you do need to glue them as well, because the snap fit finish, there's still quite a few gaps on the airframe if you just snap fit the kit together. Not fantastically accurate, but not terrible. Certainly an awful lot better than what the box top image looks like. The artwork on these boxes is pretty dire. I've got a few other models of these in this range, so it will be quite interesting when they pop up and we do build projects on them for my channel. It would be quite interesting to see how the others come out. But as far as the F-14 is concerned, yeah, I don't think it's a model I'd want to build again. And I think it has its issues, but as a desktop sort of image of an F-14 to sit on somebody's desk, you know, say they've retired from flying, but they still like to have an F-14 sat on their desk. I don't think it's that bad an option, and they're very cheap and cheerful. You can often pick these up for as little as £2 or £3. So that's the F-14 from Silvercorn. I hope this video has been of use. Would I recommend this kit? Yeah, as I said, if it was a desktop item, I think I would recommend it. It's a cheap and cheerful little model to build. But if you wanted it for a project or a competition, just walk away and opt for anything else, because yeah, anything at all is better than this. But it's not as bad as it, you know, as the box top makes out. So anyway, any comments, any questions, any queries, just pop them in the comments box. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for tuning into my channel and watching this video. I hope this video has been of use, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Bye bye for now.